YouTube keeps messing up my stuff. I need to pay attention to this, and it freezes, and then I lose everything. I just lost like 10 minutes of what I'm about to read to you right now. Alright, chapter 5. From Enoch to Adam. Basically, as I said in the last video, this book is just a book of the Hebrew lineage. Genesis means the beginning of the Jews. So it's not the beginning of humans. It's not the beginning. It's not the creation of the earth. It's the beginning of the Jews. And then this book is the lineage of from Adam to David to Abraham to Jesus to all those people. It's just a book of lineage and family. This is a family book. It's a book of a family, and they passed it down from generation to generation. It's called the Bible. From Noah to Adam. This is the written account of Adam's line. When God created man, He created him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And when they were created, He called them man. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image. He named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years. I want to stop here for a moment. This year stuff might be confusing to some people. Our calendar is based off the calendar of Augustus Caesar, which is the sun calendar. In the past, they used lunar calendars, which go a lot faster, it's about a month and a half, I think. But there's not an exact it's not a month and a half. Like, that's not the exact. It's like every time there's a moon cycle, every time the moon goes and goes and goes and goes, that's different. That's a year. So when this is 800 years, it means 800 moon cycles. Because that's how the world used to do it until Augustus Caesar said, "Well, look at the sun. Let's use the sun." Anyway, 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived 930 years and he died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enosh. And after he became the father of Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived 912 years. Then he died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. After he became the father of Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years, had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enosh lived 905 years, and then he died. I'm sorry this is like this. I told you it's a genealogy book. I'll start talking about the political and the religious aspects of it after I get past all this. These people are important though because they're the ones that started it all. When Kenan lived to 70 years, he became the father of Mahalalel. And after he became the father of Mahalalel, he lived to be Kenan lived 840 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Kenan lived 910 years. Then he died. When Mahalalel lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. And after he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years. Again, these years, the moon cycles. It's not the sun cycles, it's the moon cycles. Augustus Caesar, AC/DC, like AC/DC. I mean AC/BC, like AD/BC. Like AD, they used to use like moon calendars, but like now that Augustus Caesar in Rome, we use the sun calendars. So like these years are, they're saying it's so long, but that's because they use the lunar calendar. Kenan lived 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel lived 65 years, he became the father of Jared. And after he became the father of Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Mahalalel lived 895 years, and then he died. When Jared lived 162 years, he lived and became the father of Enoch. And after he became the father of Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. It breaks off here. That's like the third Enoch. There's an important Enoch. I'll mention him later, but this isn't the important Enoch. We're almost done with this chapter. Altogether, Jared lived 962 years and then died. Blah, blah, blah. This is just lineage. I'm going to go ahead and skip the lineage. Nothing political here. In the end, when Lamech lived to be 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah, and said, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands, and caused by the ground of the Lord had cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived or 595 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's the end of chapter 5. So all that, so that now Noah's born, and we can get on to the next part of the story.